What's up, everybody? I'm David Hain. Welcome to episode 144 of the A to D from Addict to Disciple podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, subscribe, follow, and share the link with your friends, or click on the support link in this episode's description. Your donation of any amount could change a life. If you'd like to get our curriculum, you can get the paperback or ebook of From Ashes to Destiny on Amazon. When we come back, we'll get into this episode entitled Overcome Obstacles. Welcome back to episode 144 of the A to D from Addict to Disciple podcast entitled Overcome Obstacles. What obstacles do you have in your recovery, in your everyday life, that are keeping you from reaching your goals? Could it be voices of criticism and doubt? Or maybe the way you view the actions of others as if everyone is out to get you? Perhaps it's the feeling that no one really understands you or cares. Maybe it's unforgiveness of yourself because of shame and guilt. Perhaps it's the circumstances you're caught in, like homelessness, incarceration, repeated failure, or relapse. Maybe it's an unhealed emotional wound or trauma from your past. You get the picture? Obstacles are those things from our past that are an obstruction or hindrance to us in the present and that place fear in us when we think of our future. Before we know it, the obstacles overwhelm us and we give up. We stop trying. So, how can we learn to view our obstacles as hurdles to jump over on the racetrack, or maybe as a puzzle to solve and not a roadblock? Something that we really need to just learn how to overcome as a routine in our life. So, I'd like to give you 6 quotes to think about. The first one is anonymous, and it says, "Sometimes life gives you obstacles that may seem unfair or too extreme, but you are given choices. Break through the obstacles or let the obstacles break you." Sure. Are you someone who reacts to obstacles by complaining that it's unfair, that it's never easy for you, that you always get the short end of the stick in life? If this is you, I want to encourage you to persevere, to push through and break the obstacles before they break you. We need to develop fortitude. Well, what's an example of having fortitude? For me, it's when you calmly and patiently develop courage to overcome the obstacle. The definition of fortitude is having strong will in the face of danger or pain. An athlete who continues a race in spite of an injury is an example of fortitude. Can you be that person who says, in spite of this obstacle that has beaten me up and knocks me down, I'm going to continue the race? The second quote, also anonymous, is, "Obstacles are put in your way to see if what you want is really worth fighting for." You got it? If what you want is really worth fighting for. So, as in the previous quote, if we're coasting along, we may settle for way less than what we had hoped for in our recovery. An obstacle can give us a chance to pause and reflect, not on how far we have come, but on the things that we still want to achieve, and give us a new focus to start fighting for the things that are worth fighting for with all we've got. The third quote, "The obstacles that are in your way aren't meant to stop you. They're designed to point the way." This is also an anonymous one. No one running an intermediate hurdle race on track views the hurdle as a stop sign, right? These obstacles aren't meant to stop you. these runners know that the obstacles do not block the path, they are the path. In the same way, obstacles may be a blessing that remind us that we're on the right path. And remember, as you're on this path and you're leaping over the obstacles, you're not alone. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Are you ready to realize that you're not alone? That you have the strength and the supporters to throw off everything that entangles or hinders you and run with perseverance, run with fortitude, because the race is marked out for you. The fourth quote, also anonymous. Is it by overcoming that you develop new skills and new ways of handling what the rest of your life has in store for you? You get that? We get the skills and the strength to face the rest of our life and what it has in store for us by overcoming the obstacles that are there today. Every obstacle that we face and overcome makes us stronger. We develop confidence and a type of muscle memory that makes future obstacles similar to the ones we've already conquered seem smaller. These obstacles then become things that actually we begin to see they're designed to make us stronger, and we only get weak if we try to avoid the obstacles. The fifth quote, no matter what obstacles may come your way, stay focused, stay positive, and you will overcome them. Often when we face an obstacle, we can lose focus on where we're going. We may need to take a detour. Often this detour leads us down unknown and uncomfortable roads. This can shift our focus from our destination, but we need to stay focused on our journey, on our destination, and remain positive that we will get there because we can overcome our obstacles. Our sixth quote for today comes from the movie Karate Kid 3. And in it, Mr. Miyagi says to Daniel, who is battling fear as he thinks about his upcoming championship contest, Mr. Miyagi encourages him by saying, and I quote, "Inside you have strong root. No need nothing except what is inside you to grow. You understand, Daniel?" So he continues as Daniel looks a bit puzzled, and he points to a bonsai tree and he says, "This tree must now choose how it grows, same as you. You understand?" You see, Daniel was wondering what new tactics he needed to learn to defeat his rival. Mr. Miyagi reminded him that he simply had to look inside and use the skills he already had. In this way, Daniel was reminded to stay the course, not change courses. And my last quote for today comes from Henry Ford. And he said, "Obstacles are those frightful things that you see when you take your eyes off your goals." This is a good reminder that when we take our eyes off our goals, we tend to see more and more obstacles. So if you only see obstacles, talk to someone in your support system to help you refocus on your goals. Then throw off those obstacles before they entangle you. And remember that your race, your journey in life is a course that is already marked out for you. Stay on the course and run your race regardless of your obstacles. And keep encouraged by the fact that as you overcome each obstacle, you get stronger and stronger for new obstacles that are just going to come because that's part of life. And you'll be able to recognize the obstacles sooner and that will help them to stay small. Thanks for listening to this episode of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast. If you would like to join an online group or get one-on-one counseling to help you overcome your obstacles, please message me on the link in this podcast or by email at davidfromatod@gmail.com or go to my website www.fromatod.org and click on the contact page. You can keep in touch with what we're doing in From A to D by following me on Instagram at David From A to D. For our Spotify listeners, you can leave your comments by clicking on the link that they provide in that platform. Tune in Monday for our next episode, and as always, stay safe and stay strong.